The morning sunlight gently entered Kyle's room, waking him peacefully. Today was special. It was his first official day as a recognized member of Arona. He rose quickly, excited about his new life. Zara and Lila had mentioned they would show him more about their world, and he was eager to begin. Stepping out into the gardens, he found Zara and Lila already waiting for him, their smiles radiant in the warm morning glow. "Good morning, Kyle," Zara greeted warmly. "Did you sleep well?" Kyle smiled broadly. "Perfectly. I feel ready for anything today." "Wonderful," Lila replied happily. "Today we will introduce you to the daily life of our people." They led Kyle into the heart of the city. Everywhere they walked, Aronans warmly greeted them, smiling kindly and welcoming Kyle as one of their own. He felt deeply touched by their friendliness and openness. First, they visited a large community center filled with busy Aronans working on various projects. Zara explained, "Here we focus on education, art, and technology. Everyone contributes to making Arona a better place." Kyle observed carefully, impressed by their cooperative spirit and innovation. The Aronans were highly skilled, yet humble, and supportive of each other. Zara introduced Kyle to a group working on advanced environmental technology. They welcomed him eagerly, demonstrating how they use renewable energy and sustainable resources to keep Arona beautiful and healthy. Next, Zara and Lila took Kyle to a school filled with curious young Aronans. The children excitedly asked Kyle many questions about Earth, human customs, and his adventures. Kyle enjoyed their enthusiasm and answered patiently. Feeling proud to represent his home planet positively. During lunch, they visited a cozy cafe run by a friendly older Aronan named Alara. She warmly greeted Kyle, serving him delicious local dishes and drinks that filled him with satisfaction and joy. Zara and Lila laughed as they watched him try new foods, enjoying his delighted reactions. "You truly have a brave heart," Zara teased gently, smiling at his adventurous taste. Kyle laughed happily. "Everything here is amazing. I could get used to this quickly." After their meal, they visited a nearby art district. Colorful murals decorated buildings, and talented Aronans worked passionately on various creations. Kyle marveled at their creativity and expressed sincere admiration for their art. Several artists proudly explained their works to him, happy to share their visions. Later in the day, Zara and Lila led Kyle to a peaceful nature preserve on the outskirts of the city. Tall trees, blooming flowers, and clear streams created a calming atmosphere. They walked leisurely, enjoying the "This place is beautiful," Kyle remarked quietly, feeling completely relaxed. "It represents our connection to nature," Lila explained softly. "Our people deeply respect the environment and strive to preserve its beauty." As they walked further, Zara gently spoke. "Kyle, there's something else we wish to discuss with you." Kyle looked at her curiously. "What is it?" Zara stopped walking, facing him directly, her eyes serious yet kind. "You have seen how our world functions. Your skills and kindness would greatly benefit Arona." Lila added warmly, "We would like you to take a special role, representing Arona as a diplomat to other worlds. Your bravery and wisdom would help us build strong connections with other civilizations." Kyle felt stunned and honored by their offer. "Are you sure I'm ready for such an important position?" he asked humbly. Zara smiled reassuringly. "Absolutely. You've proven your courage, intelligence, and compassion many times. We trust you completely." Kyle felt deeply touched, looking sincerely at Zara and Lila. "I will gladly accept this responsibility. It would be an honor to represent Arona." Zara and Lila smiled joyfully, pleased by his acceptance. "We knew you would," Lila said gently. "You've already shown yourself to be a true Aronan at heart." As the sun began setting, they returned to the palace, discussing exciting plans for Kyle's new role. Zara explained upcoming diplomatic missions, while Lila described how they would support him every step of the way. That evening, a private dinner was arranged in the palace gardens. Soft lights illuminated the area, creating a gentle glow around them. Kyle felt happy and content, sitting with Zara and Lila, discussing their future adventures together. "I never imagined my life would turn out like this," Kyle admitted softly, smiling warmly. "Meeting you both changed everything." "It has changed our lives too," Zara responded gently, her eyes shining with affection. "We could not ask for a better friend and ally." Lila added warmly, "We believe this is just the beginning of many wonderful journeys together." Kyle raised his glass, smiling happily. "To friendship, adventure, and the future of Arona." "To Arona?" Zara and Lila echoed, raising their glasses. They spent the rest of the evening sharing stories, dreams, and laughter. Kyle felt closer to Zara and Lila than ever before, grateful for their friendship and excited about the possibilities ahead. As Kyle lay down to sleep that night, he felt profound happiness and anticipation. His life had transformed completely, now filled with purpose, friendship, and the endless promise of adventure. Arona was no longer just a place he visited, it had become his home. He fell asleep peacefully, dreaming about his future journeys with Zara and Lila, knowing their shared adventures were only beginning. Kyle woke up early the next morning, feeling refreshed and eager for another exciting day on Arona. Sunlight streamed softly into the room, filling it with a gentle glow. He got ready quickly, filled with curiosity about what Zara and Lila had planned for today. When he stepped out into the palace gardens, he found the sisters already waiting for him. Their bright smiles warmed his heart immediately. "Good morning, Kyle," Zara greeted him kindly. "Did you sleep well?" "Very well," Kyle replied happily. "Your home is incredibly peaceful." Lila smiled softly, stepping closer. "Today we wish to show you something special, a hidden treasure of our world." Kyle felt intrigued and excited. "I can't wait," he responded eagerly. Together, they traveled in a small hovercraft, moving swiftly over the lush landscapes of Arona. Kyle marveled at the beauty below, watching rivers winding through green valleys and tall mountains reaching toward the sky. After some time, Zara guided the craft gently downward. Landing in a secluded valley, Kyle followed the twins carefully along a narrow path shaded by large trees. Soon, they reached a hidden entrance carved into the rocky hillside. Zara opened the door slowly, revealing a softly lit passageway leading deeper inside. "This is a sacred place," Zara explained quietly, her voice respectful. "Few have been granted access." Kyle nodded solemnly, honored by the trust they placed in him. He followed Zara and Lila through the passage, feeling anticipation grow with each step. The tunnel opened into a beautiful cavern, illuminated by glowing crystals set into the walls. In the center stood a magnificent artifact, resting atop a carved pedestal. It shimmered gently, its surface reflecting the light in brilliant colors. "This artifact is known as the Heart of Arona," Lila explained softly. "It holds the spirit and energy of our people." Kyle approached carefully, captivated by the artifact's beauty. "It's incredible," he whispered in awe. Zara nodded gently. "The heart grants protection and prosperity to our planet. It senses kindness and bravery, rewarding those it finds worthy." Kyle turned to the twins, sensing the importance of this moment. "Why have you brought me here?" he asked quietly. Lila smiled warmly. "Because the heart recognizes your courage and selflessness. You have earned its blessing." Kyle felt deeply touched, looking again at the glowing artifact. Zara stepped forward, gently placing her hand on Kyle's shoulder. "Touch it," she encouraged gently. "It will share its energy with you." Kyle slowly extended his hand, touching the artifact softly. A warm, comforting energy flowed through him, filling him with peace and strength. He felt a deep connection with Arona and its people, understanding fully the honor bestowed upon him. When Kyle finally stepped back, Zara and Lila smiled brightly, pleased with the heart's reaction. "You have been truly welcomed by Arona," Zara said proudly. After leaving the cavern, they returned to the hovercraft, their spirits high. Kyle felt a renewed sense of purpose, grateful for the bond he shared with Zara and Lila. That evening, back at the palace, another special event awaited Kyle. Zara and Lila had arranged a gathering in the gardens, filled with cheerful music, delicious food, and joyful Aronans celebrating together. "Tonight," Zara announced gently, addressing everyone gathered, "we honor Kyle, a true friend to Arona." The crowd applauded enthusiastically, filling Kyle's heart with warmth. You spent the evening laughing and dancing with Zara, Lila, and new friends, feeling fully embraced by Aronan culture. Late into the night, as festivities slowly ended, Kyle sat quietly with Zara and Lila beneath the stars, reflecting on their experiences together. "You have changed our lives, Kyle," Zara said softly, breaking the peaceful silence. "Arona will always consider you family." Kyle felt deeply moved by her words. "You've changed my life too," he replied sincerely. "Meeting you both is the best thing that's ever happened to me." "Then perhaps your journey with us doesn't have to end," Lila suggested gently. "There is always a place for you here." Kyle smiled warmly, his heart swelling with happiness. "I would like that very much," he responded earnestly. The sisters exchanged joyful looks, clearly delighted by his choice. "Then it is settled," Zara confirmed softly, her voice filled with joy. As Kyle returned to his room that night, his mind raced with excitement about his future on Arona. He knew he had made the right decision, his heart fully committed to this beautiful planet and its people. He drifted peacefully to sleep, dreaming of his life ahead with Zara, Lila, and his newfound home. Arona was no longer just a distant world. It was now part of him forever. The next morning, Kyle woke up feeling excitement and nervousness. Today he would journey to Arona with Zara and Lila. Quickly getting ready, he met the twins in the docking area, where their repaired ship stood gleaming and ready. The sisters greeted him warmly, both appearing eager and happy. "Are you prepared for the journey?" Zara asked gently, noticing Kyle's anticipation. "Absolutely," Kyle answered confidently. "I can't wait to see Arona." Lila smiled, her violet eyes sparkling with joy. "Then let us begin." Together, they boarded the sleek alien ship. Kyle marveled once again at its beauty and advanced technology. He settled into a comfortable seat, and Zara and Lila began preparations for departure. The craft gently hummed to life, and Kyle felt a slight vibration beneath his feet as they left the station behind. As the ship traveled smoothly through space, Zara explained their route. "The journey to Arona will not take long, thanks to your excellent repairs." Kyle nodded happily, feeling proud of his work. "I'm glad everything turned out well," he said warmly. During their travel, Zara and Lila showed Kyle various parts of their ship, explaining the intricate technology and systems. Kyle listened closely, amazed by everything he saw and learned. He felt incredibly lucky to experience this journey with his friends. After several hours, Zara announced they were approaching Arona. Kyle eagerly moved to the viewing window, his heart racing with excitement. The planet appeared breathtakingly beautiful, a lush and vibrant world with sparkling oceans, vast forests, and tall, elegant buildings. "It's amazing," Kyle whispered softly, completely mesmerized. "Welcome to our home," Lila said warmly, her voice filled with pride. The ship descended gracefully, landing softly near a grand palace surrounded by colorful gardens and shining fountains. Kyle followed Zara and Lila down the ship's ramp, stepping onto Arona soil for the first time. He took a deep breath, marveling at the fresh, sweet air. Several Aronan citizens approached respectfully, bowing to Zara and Lila. Kyle observed their warmth and admiration towards the princesses, noting how beloved they were by their people. "This is Kyle," Zara introduced gently, motioning towards him. "He repaired our ship and saved us from danger. He is our honored guest." Kyle felt a little embarrassed by the attention, but smiled kindly, greeting everyone warmly. The Aronans welcomed him eagerly, expressing gratitude and admiration for his efforts. Soon, Zara and Lila guided Kyle into the magnificent palace. The interior was breathtaking, filled with beautiful artwork, luxurious furniture, and detailed architecture. Kyle couldn't stop looking around in awe. "Please, feel at home," Zara said warmly, noticing his amazement. "This palace belongs to all who bring kindness and courage to Arona." Kyle felt touched by her words, responding sincerely, "Thank you for bringing me here. I'm truly honored." That evening, a grand banquet was held in Kyle's honor. He was seated beside Zara and Lila at a large table filled with delicious foods and drinks. Aronans gathered around, celebrating joyfully and sharing stories about their culture and history. Kyle enjoyed every moment, feeling warmth and acceptance from everyone around him. During the feast, Zara stood, gently addressing the crowd. "Tonight, we celebrate Kyle's bravery and kindness. His actions protected us during a critical moment. He has earned our gratitude and friendship." The Aronans applauded warmly, their cheers echoing through the hall. Kyle felt his cheeks flush with embarrassment, but also pride. Lila placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder, smiling gently. After the banquet, Zara and Lila showed Kyle to a beautiful guest room overlooking the gardens. "Rest well, Kyle," Zara said gently. "Tomorrow, we wish to show you more of our home." Kyle thanked them warmly, feeling deeply grateful and excited. As he lay down, he stared up at the ceiling, reflecting on the incredible journey that had brought him to this point. He felt amazed by how quickly his life had changed. Filled now with friendship, adventure, and joy. In the morning, Zara and Lila took Kyle on a tour around the city. They visited lively marketplaces, historical monuments, and peaceful parks filled with vibrant flowers and lush greenery. Kyle enjoyed learning about Aronan traditions and meeting friendly locals who welcomed him eagerly. At midday, they arrived at a quiet, beautiful lake surrounded by tall trees and flowering bush. Zara and Lila guided Kyle to sit near the water's edge, where they enjoyed a peaceful lunch. "Our home values unity, peace, and kindness," Zara explained softly, her eyes reflecting the serenity around them. "Your actions embody these values perfectly." "I just did what felt right," Kyle replied modestly, touched by her words. "And that is exactly why you belong here," Lila added warmly. "Your heart understands Arona deeply." Kyle smiled gently, feeling more connected to Zara, Lila, and Arona than ever before. The quiet beauty of the lake calmed him, and he felt completely at peace. Later that afternoon, they visited an ancient temple, its walls covered in detailed carvings depicting Arona's history. Zara explained the significance of each image, speaking passionately about their planet's rich past and hopeful future. Kyle listened carefully, fascinated and moved. As evening approached, they returned to the palace. Kyle joined Zara and Lila on a balcony, watching the sunset cast brilliant colors across the sky. "This has been one of the most incredible experiences of my life," Kyle admitted softly, turning to the twins. "Thank you for sharing your home with me." "We are grateful you came," Zara replied gently. "You've made our journey safer and brighter." "Your friendship means everything," Lila added sincerely. "We hope you feel at home here, always." "I do," Kyle assured them warmly. "Arona has become a special place for me." That night, as Kyle lay in bed, he reflected on his experiences. The friendships he had formed, the kindness he had received, and the adventures he'd enjoyed filled his heart with happiness. He felt truly lucky to have met Zara and Lila, their presence enriching his life beyond measure. As sleep finally came, Kyle dreamed peacefully of Arona, silver ships, and the beautiful twin princesses who had changed his life forever. He knew more adventures awaited, and he couldn't wait to experience them. Kyle woke early the next day, knowing he had important tasks ahead. Today he hoped to finish repairing Zara and Lila's ship. He dressed quickly and headed to the repair bay, feeling both excited and a little sad. Finishing the repairs meant the twins would soon leave, and he would miss their presence greatly. When he arrived, he found Zara and Lila already waiting for him. Their faces brightened as they saw him enter. "Good morning, Kyle," Zara greeted warmly, stepping forward. We hope you rested well." Kyle smiled, nodding happily. "Yes, thank you. I'm ready to complete the repairs today." Lila approached him, her violet eyes sparkling with gratitude. "We cannot thank you enough for your kindness and effort." "It's been my pleasure," Kyle assured them sincerely. "I'll get started immediately." Kyle set straight to work, carefully examining the propulsion systems. The damage was significant, but he felt confident after yesterday's progress. Zara and Lila remained by his side, offering gentle conversation and encouragement. Kyle appreciated their support, finding comfort in their company as he worked out as Kyle repaired the ship. Zara and Lila continued sharing details about Arona. Kyle learned about their beautiful landscapes, rich traditions, and peaceful way of life. Their stories fascinated him, and he found himself dreaming of visiting their home someday around midday. While Kyle was deeply focused on the engine repairs, alarms suddenly blared throughout the station. Kyle jumped, startled by the loud warning. "What's happening?" Lila asked nervously, her eyes wide with worry. Kyle quickly moved to the control panel, checking the sensors. His heart raced as he realized the seriousness of the situation. "We have unwanted visitors," he said urgently. "It looks like bounty hunters." Zara's face paled. "They must have tracked our signal." Kyle turned to face them, determination clear in his eyes. "Stay hidden," he instructed firmly. "I'll handle this." Zara and Lila exchanged worried glances but quickly nodded, trusting Kyle. They moved silently to hide inside a small storage compartment, watching Kyle with anxious eyes. Kyle hurried to the docking area, taking a deep breath to steady himself. Moments later, a rough-looking spaceship docked at his station. The doors opened, and several intimidating aliens stepped out, their eyes cold and suspicious. "We're looking for 2 fugitives," the leader growled, towering over Kyle. "Twin sisters. From Arona. Have you seen them?" Kyle forced himself to remain calm, meeting the alien's fierce gaze steadily. "No," he replied confidently. "This station rarely gets visitors." The bounty hunter narrowed his eyes, clearly suspicious. "Mind if we check around?" "Go ahead," Kyle responded calmly, stepping aside to allow them access. The bounty hunters searched thoroughly, turning the station upside down. Kyle remained composed, watching silently. His heart pounded fiercely, but he maintained an outward appearance of calmness, silently praying they wouldn't find Zara and Lila. After what felt like an eternity, the hunters finally returned, looking frustrated and angry. "Seems like you were telling the truth," the leader grumbled reluctantly. "But if you see anything, you better inform us immediately." "Of course," Kyle replied firmly, watching closely as the bounty hunters left the station. Only when their ship had completely disappeared into space did he finally relax. Zara and Lila emerged cautiously from hiding, relief clear on their faces. "You were very brave," Zara said softly, approaching him with gratitude. "We owe you our safety." Kyle felt his cheeks flush slightly at her praise. "It was nothing," he replied gently. "I'm just glad you're both safe. You've risked so much for us," Lila added sincerely. "We are forever grateful." Kyle smiled warmly, feeling deeply protective of the twins. "You're my friends," he said firmly. "I'd do anything to keep you safe." With the immediate danger past, Kyle returned to the repairs, determined to finish quickly. Zara and Lila stayed close, quietly assisting when possible. Kyle appreciated their help, and their presence made the work feel easier by late afternoon. Kyle finally completed repairs on the propulsion system. He carefully tested each component, satisfied everything was functioning perfectly. Stepping back, he turned to the twins with a smile. "Your ship is ready," he announced proudly. Zara and Lila smiled happily, their joy filling the station. "You've done an amazing job, Kyle," Zara praised gently. "We're forever thankful," Lila added. Warmly, Kyle felt a wave of mixed emotions, pride in his work, happiness for Zara and Lila, and sadness at their impending departure. "You're both very welcome," he replied quietly, managing a smile despite his feelings. Tonight, Please join us for a special meal, Zara invited softly. It is our tradition to honor those who have shown great kindness. I'd love to, Kyle responded warmly, feeling honored. That evening, Zara and Lila prepared a wonderful dinner. They served dishes Kyle had never tasted before, flavorful and delicious. He enjoyed every moment, sharing stories and laughter as they celebrated. During the meal, Zara leaned forward thoughtfully. Kyle, our people have a tradition of rewarding acts of great kindness with special gifts, she explained gently. You've done so much for us. Kyle felt curious yet embarrassed. You don't have to give me anything, he protested softly. Lila smiled warmly. But we must, she insisted gently. It is our way. Tomorrow, Zara continued softly, we wish to take you to Arona. You deserve to see the world you helped protect. Kyle felt speechless, his heart racing with excitement and disbelief. Visiting their planet was something he had only dreamed about. Are you serious? He finally managed, his voice filled with awe. Completely, Lila assured him gently. You must come with us. Kyle looked from Zara to Lila, seeing their genuine smiles and hopeful eyes. I would love to, he agreed eagerly. Thank you. They spent the rest of the evening planning their journey, excitement building with every passing moment. Kyle listened eagerly as Zara and Lila described what he could expect, their voices filled with love and pride for their home. As the night ended, Kyle felt happiness and anticipation filled his heart. Tomorrow would be an adventure unlike any he'd experienced before, a chance to explore new worlds and deepen his friendship with Zara and Lila. When Kyle finally lay down to sleep, his mind raced with possibilities. The loneliness he had once felt seemed distant now, replaced with joy and hope. He closed his eyes, dreaming eagerly of the adventures awaiting him on Arona, thankful for the unexpected visitors who had forever changed his life. Kyle woke early the next morning, energized and eager to continue his work. He quickly dressed and walked towards the repair bay, feeling motivated by the task ahead. The station was quiet, the hum of machinery comforting him as he began preparations. For the day's repairs, Zara and Lila soon joined him, looking rested and cheerful. Their smiles brightened the room instantly, making Kyle's heart leap softly in his chest. Good morning, he greeted them warmly. I hope you slept well. We did. Thank you, Zara answered gently. Her violet eyes studied him closely, and Kyle felt slightly self-conscious under her attention. Lila stepped closer, her tone curious and hopeful. May we watch you work today, Kyle? We find your methods fascinating. Of course, Kyle responded. Happily, he appreciated their genuine interest in his work, something most visitors rarely showed. As Kyle returned to repairing the navigation systems, Zara and Lila observed quietly, occasionally asking simple yet insightful questions. Kyle enjoyed their presence immensely, feeling motivated by their curiosity and enthusiasm. Their conversations flowed effortlessly, filled with laughter and warmth. Hours passed quickly as Kyle worked steadily, carefully repairing each damaged part. During brief pauses, he listened intently to Zara and Lila's stories about Arona, their customs and traditions. He admired the way they spoke of their home with love and pride. Our planet values peace and harmony above all, Zara explained, gently, her voice thoughtful. Yet, recent times have become complicated. Politics have brought uncertainty, forcing us to leave. Will you ever return home? Kyle asked softly, sensing their longing and sadness. Lila exchanged a brief look with Zara before replying quietly. We hope so. Our people need unity, and we must find ways to achieve that safely. Kyle nodded, understanding their struggle deeply. You're both very brave, he remarked sincerely. I admire that. Both sisters smiled warmly, their gratitude visible in their eyes. Zara spoke softly. Your kindness gives us hope, Kyle. Thank you for everything you're doing for us. It's my pleasure, Kyle replied. Feeling deeply moved. By midday, Kyle had made significant progress. He decided to take a short break, stepping back from the complex machinery. "Would you like to join me for lunch?" He asked kindly. Zara and Lila nodded eagerly, following Kyle to the small dining area. They shared another simple meal, enjoying the peace and comfort of each other's company. Kyle felt more relaxed than he had in years, talking freely about his life, dreams, and even his fears. After lunch, Kyle resumed repairs, his spirits high. Zara and Lila remained by his side, their presence a comforting constant as he worked diligently. He continued repairing delicate circuits and recalibrating advanced systems. Each successful repair made Kyle more confident. Later, while examining a complicated section, Kyle noticed something unusual. Deep within the ship's core was a hidden panel, seemingly unaffected by the meteor damage. Curious, he carefully opened it, revealing intricate components and strange symbols etched into metal. "What's this?" Kyle asked, fascinated and intrigued. Zara and Lila approached quickly, looking equally surprised. Zara gently touched the symbols, explaining softly, "This is ancient technology from Arona. Few understand its true purpose. It enhances our ship's abilities greatly." Kyle studied the panel thoughtfully, amazed by its advanced design. "It's incredible. Can you tell me more about it?" Lila hesitated briefly, then nodded. "This panel controls a special energy source, enabling faster travel and improved defenses. Its existence is a secret even among our people." Kyle understood the importance immediately. "I'll be careful," he promised sincerely. "Your secrets are safe with me." The sisters visibly relaxed, trusting Kyle completely. "Thank you," Zara whispered gratefully. "We have placed much trust in you, Kyle. You have proven yourself worthy." Kyle felt honored and touched by their words, returning to work with renewed determination. He handled each component with extreme care, meticulously ensuring every detail was perfect. Zara and Lila watched closely, their confidence in Kyle's abilities evident. By evening, Kyle completed repairs on the navigation system and moved on to the propulsion units. The complex machinery required careful handling, but Kyle felt ready for the challenge. Zara and Lila offered quiet encouragement, helping him maintain his focus and determination. As the day drew to a close, Kyle stepped back, pleased with his progress. "We should finish tomorrow," he informed Zara and Lila proudly. "Your ship will be ready very soon." The twins looked delighted, their faces glowing with happiness. "You've done an incredible job, Kyle," Zara praised gently. "We cannot thank you enough." "I'm glad I could help," Kyle responded modestly, feeling warmth spread through his chest. They spent another peaceful evening together, sharing stories and laughing softly. Kyle felt increasingly close to Zara and Lila, their bond strengthening with every moment spent together. Eventually, Kyle noticed the hour and suggested they rest. "Tomorrow is a big day," he reminded them warmly. "Indeed," Lila agreed, smiling softly. "We look forward to seeing your final work." "Good night, Kyle," Zara said gently, her eyes filled with appreciation. "Good night," Kyle replied softly, watching them leave for their quarters. As he lay in bed that night, Kyle reflected on the past few days. Zara and Lila had become more than just visitors or clients. They were becoming close friends. Their presence filled the station with warmth and companionship, making Kyle's usual solitude seem empty by comparison. He felt excitement and anticipation for the next day, eager to complete the repairs, but also aware that finishing meant Zara and Lila would leave soon. The thought saddened him slightly, but he pushed it away, focusing instead on the positive memories he was creating. Kyle drifted to sleep with a smile, dreaming peacefully of Arona, silver ships, and the gentle voices of Zara and Lila, promising adventures he hoped were still ahead. Kyle wiped the sweat from his forehead as he tightened the final bolt on the shuttle he had been repairing. Working alone in his small repair station orbiting Mars could be tiring, but he enjoyed it. The quiet isolation of space was peaceful, allowing him to focus completely on his tasks. His station was simple, cluttered with tools, spare parts, and gadgets collected over several years. A few pictures from Earth, reminders of family and friends, were scattered across the wall, faded but cherished. He put down his wrench and looked out through the viewing window. The red planet glowed softly beneath him, surrounded by stars scattered like diamonds across the dark void. Kyle smiled slightly, enjoying the brief pause. Life here was quiet, predictable, and lonely at times. But it suited him. Suddenly, his communicator buzzed sharply. Kyle turned quickly to answer it, surprised by the interruption. "Kyle's repair station. How can I help you?" he asked clearly, his voice calm and professional. "We have a damaged spacecraft approaching," came a voice from Mars Control. "They request immediate assistance." It's not a make we've seen before. Kyle felt a rush of curiosity. "Send them over?" he replied, preparing himself. New ships always meant a challenge, something he welcomed gladly. A short while later, he saw the alien spacecraft approach through the viewport. Its sleek lines and shimmering silver color were unlike any ship he had encountered before. The craft glided gently towards the docking bay, and Kyle guided it carefully in, marveling at its graceful design. Once docked, the ship's doors hissed open. Kyle watched intently as two figures emerged, and he found himself momentarily stunned. Two alien women stepped forward gracefully, their movements smooth and almost musical. They were identical twins, with delicate features and long silver hair flowing behind them. Their large, bright eyes were an extraordinary shade of violet. "Greetings, human." One of them spoke softly, her voice clear and melodic. "My name is Zara, and this is my sister Lila. Our ship has suffered damage, and we need your help." Kyle nodded politely, regaining his composure quickly. "I'm Kyle. Welcome to my station." "Let me take a look at your ship," he offered kindly. Twins stepped aside gracefully, watching as Kyle approached the vessel. He ran his hand along the smooth surface, impressed by the technology he observed. It was advanced, far beyond anything humans currently built. "What exactly happened?" Kyle asked, turning back towards Zara and Lila. "We encountered a meteor storm near the asteroid belt," Lila explained softly, stepping closer. "Several systems are failing. We barely reached your station." "I'll take care of it," Kyle promised confidently, feeling the responsibility. "Make yourselves comfortable while I inspect the damage." As Kyle began his detailed inspection, he quickly discovered how severe the damage was. The meteor storm had indeed done significant harm, compromising essential navigation and propulsion systems. It would take some time and effort, but he knew he could repair it. Hours passed unnoticed as Kyle worked meticulously, examining every inch of the intricate systems. Occasionally, he glanced towards Zara and Lila, who observed him quietly, fascinated. Their gentle presence seemed to fill the room, and Kyle found himself enjoying their silent company. Finally, he straightened up, wiping oil-stained hands on a rag. "It's going to take a few days," he informed the sisters honestly. "Some parts are badly damaged." Zara stepped forward, her eyes warm with gratitude. "We thank you, Kyle. We know we are fortunate to have found you." "It's my job," Kyle replied modestly, feeling strangely shy under their gaze. "We do not take your efforts lightly," Lila added softly. "You are generous and skilled. Our people will hear of your kindness." Kyle felt his cheeks flush slightly. "It's really nothing special," he insisted gently. "I'm just glad I can help." Over the next few days, Kyle worked tirelessly, repairing circuits, replacing wires, and welding damaged sections. Zara and Lila stayed close by, often asking about his work, human customs, and life on Earth. Kyle found himself talking more openly than he had in years, sharing stories of his childhood, his family, and his dreams. The sisters, in turn, spoke of their planet, Arona, and their lives as princesses. They explained the political issues forcing them to flee, their eyes reflecting sadness and concern. Kyle listened attentively, feeling protective of these gentle beings who had become his guests and friends. One evening, after finishing repairs for the day, Kyle sat with Zara and Lila, sharing a simple meal. The atmosphere felt comfortable, warm, and peaceful. "You're unlike any human we've met," Zara observed thoughtfully, breaking the silence. Kyle looked up, curious. "Have you met many humans?" "A few," Lila answered gently, "but none like you. You have a kind heart and sharp mind. It sets you apart." Kyle felt warmth spread through him at their words. "Thank you," he replied sincerely. "You're both unlike anyone I've ever met as well." They smiled warmly, and silence settled again, easy and comfortable. Kyle felt content in this unusual companionship, a rare joy filling his heart. Eventually, he stood, knowing he had another long day ahead. "Tomorrow, I'll continue working on your ship. I promise it won't be much longer." Zara and Lila rose gracefully, their movements elegant as always. "We trust you completely," Zara assured him softly. Kyle nodded appreciatively. "Good night," he said gently, watching them leave before heading to his sleeping quarters as he lay. In bed, Kyle stared at the ceiling, reflecting on the past few days. Meeting Zara and Lila had changed his life in ways he never expected. He found himself hoping the repairs wouldn't end too quickly, wanting more time with these fascinating alien princesses. Sleep came slowly, his dreams filled with silver ships, violet eyes, and the gentle voices of Zara and Lila whispering promises of something he couldn't yet imagine.